Howdy y'all, I want to share a perspective of mine that seems to be missing from a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 content. I think failing can be fun. I'm super excited for Baldur's Gate 3. The original 2 games were foundational experiences for me. They got me into fantasy, into D&D, and into video games, all leading to right now. Back in 1998, video games were a little different, and to be clear, I was 12 years old, so my perspective might be a little skewed. But I remember searching game FAQs or other random forums to help when I'd get stuck, if I couldn't beat a puzzle, or if I knew there was some loot but I just couldn't find it. I don't remember the internet being flooded with build guides left and right. I remember playing Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 to experience the story and have fun, not to min-max. Working to figure out how to overcome is accomplishment by failing and learning. Failing can be fun. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't out yet. Yes, it's been in early access for the last 40 years, but the release version has significantly tweaked the rules. And not all of those tweaks are known, so I'm not sure how people are pumping out ultimate mega damage build videos, but whatever, content creators gotta create content, I get it. Here I am. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I play D&D for the experience, just like I did the older Baldur's Gate games. I think it's important to have a mechanically functional character, sure, but the character is the key piece there. And yes, there is obviously a big difference between playing a tabletop game and a video game, and there is a big difference between what it means to role play between the two different mediums. I do want to be very, very, very clear though. Play however you want. If you're having fun, if the people you're playing with are having fun, awesome. There's no wrong way to play D&D or Baldur's Gate 3. If you want to play BG3 just to run through and obliterate goblins, I hope you have a blast. But as far as parties go, you can run a party of all barbarians or all wizards or whatever. And sure, select parts of the game might be harder depending on your composition, but these kinds of games are designed around the characters. Don't bring Astarion just because he's a rogue. Bring him because you want to explore his vampire story. Don't bring Shadowheart just because she's a cleric. Bring her because you want to uncover her hidden past. This isn't an MMO. There's no such thing as a holy trinity of tank, healer, and DPS. That just isn't how D&D works. Sure, maybe you can build a party of custom characters to make sure you have every aspect of the game perfectly covered so you never fail a roll or put yourself in a dangerous situation, but why? What's the point of playing a game that doesn't have any risk? Why not just go read the Wikipedia summary of the story in a few weeks? Failing can be fun. Some of the most fun I've ever had playing D&D is when something goes wrong. A hilariously bad roll results in a goofy attempt to recover a situation. A poor persuasion check sends you down an entirely new path of dialogue. A stealth roll throws your surprise plan into shambles and you have to improvise a new strategy on the fly. These are the experiences, or at least I remember, when you overcome the biggest challenges. That's what you remember the most, because failing can be fun. Sometimes failure does mean, you do miss out on loot, on a trapped chest, or you get an unnecessary combat, but that chance is one of the greatest advantages of a role-playing game. And from what I've played in early access, Larian seems to agree that failing can be fun. I just ask you to please consider playing Baldur's Gate 3 differently than you would Diablo or World of Warcraft. Larian has clearly put great care into building an incredibly robust world with dynamic storytelling. I think we can give it a shot. This discussion should be old news for 5e players that will be playing Baldur's Gate 3, but maybe we can shine a little light for video game players that are experiencing Baldur's Gate 3. Again, you do you. I just hope you have as much fun as I think I'm going to with Baldur's Gate 3. I'd love to hear what y'all think about character versus mechanics in a video game in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't be afraid to fail.